It's an overcast morning in Tallahassee, and these four students want to take a family road trip. They want to venture out of town to find someplace where their upcoming midterms can't find them, and to find someplace where scary adult life can't find them either. The obvious solution is finding a zoo. But which zoo? When you think of zoo visitors, children tend to come up. These sticky little squealing balls of joy love pounding on the glass and tottering through the petting zoo and evading their parents' constant attempts to slather them in sunscreen. When someone thinks of a family trip to the zoo, they rarely think of four college roommates taking a 2-hour road trip on a dreary February morning to rediscover their fleeting youth. Yet that's exactly what happened. My college family and I went to the Jacksonville Zoo. The zoo was opened in 1914 and has grown from a few dozen animals on exhibit to 2,000 animal species. Despite the cold weather on this visit, we managed to see the majority of these creatures, which greatly elevated my selfie game. We started our expedition in the plains of East Africa, where we encountered white rhinos, bongos, and cheetahs along their innovative boardwalk, which gave us an unobscured view of these beasts, free of chain-link fences and tiny handprints on the glass. The boardwalk concluded at the elephant habitat, which put us unimaginably close to the 4 resident elephants who are part of the ongoing breeding and conservation program established in the zoo's 1992 expansion. It's breathtaking to see an elephant some 50 feet away. It feels like you're truly on the savannah. After the elephants, we found ourselves in one of the zoo's many reptile houses, where Angie, an avid Harry Potter fan, began whispering in Parseltongue, delighting everyone who understood the reference. After a long visit with the zoo's lion pride, we made our way to the giraffe habitat, where people were clamoring to feed the giraffes. Alas, we're broke college students, and we only brought enough money to feed ourselves, so we didn't get to experience the joy of feeding the giraffes. But we did sit there for an extremely long time, watching a little giraffe try to eat palm fronds that were just outside of her reach. Once we'd had our fill of giraffes, we walked to South America and found a little restaurant called the Palm Plaza Cafe, where we got Swanee room quality food for a relatively cheap price. The restaurant is constructed so guests have views into the famed jaguar exhibit, which we went to after we finished lunch. Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens has a long history with jaguars. It all started with a single black jaguar named Zorro, who passed away in 1986. Zorro was part of the first black jaguar breeding program, where he sired 30 kittens and helped debunk the theory that black jaguars get their dark colors from a recessive gene. Zorro's legacy lives on. In 2003, the zoo concluded that all black jaguars in North American captivity can trace their lineage back to Zorro. The jaguar's influence has permeated through the city, resulting in the Jacksonville football team's nickname, the Jacksonville Jaguars. After we meandered through the other South American exhibits, we decided to go to the children's play park, where we frolicked through the play areas and saw penguins and squirrel monkeys. From the play park, we walked to Australia. On our way, we passed one of the zoo's many gardens. Since the city of Jacksonville doesn't have a botanical garden, the zoo has endeavored to become the city's first. We were lucky enough to pass through the gardens at Trout Plaza, while the trees were painted blue. It was part of an artistic exhibit raising awareness for deforestation. At Australia, we spent time in the rainbow lorikeet aviary and got to see an array of animals, including the kangaroo and cassowary. From there, we went to Asia. First, we walked through the bamboo gardens, and then visited the koi pond. This led us to the Komodo dragons and the tigers. The tigers are part of a critically acclaimed exhibit that allows the cats to prowl overhead in catwalks. Meanwhile, this tiger and I are best friends, because we inadvertently made eye contact as he started peeing. I said goodbye to my best friend, and we made our way to the Great Apes exhibit. While we were there, we got to celebrate baby George's first birthday. Unfortunately, it was feeding time for these apes, so they were going inside as we got there. The final exhibit to visit was the Wild Florida area. Here we visited another reptile house and got to see panthers and black bears. I found most of my childhood nostalgia here, seeing the animals I've grown up with, animals I've watched prowling through my own backyard. It was the perfect end to our zoo trip, which tired Angie out so she fell asleep on the way home.